Hey everyone, welcome to the new cycle of Motherhood Athlete. This is Motherhood Athlete 5.0, which means that we are in our fifth season. I am absolutely thrilled to introduce to you the hypertrophy block. What is hypertrophy? It just means muscle growth, growing as well as we possibly can. In hypertrophy training, unlike traditional strength training, you will have and you will see exercises that stand on their own, just the way that I have programmed it. Looks a little bit different than your usual strength training with me. So what does it look like? A lot of the movements are standalone, which means that you will repeat the amount of sets that are given to you in that one movement until you are finished, and then move on to the next movement. So we are isolating one muscle group and then moving into the next, and then moving into the next. A lot of the movements are still very compound, so you will hit some other muscle groups as well, which is what we love doing. But in hypertrophy training, we really focus on hitting certain muscle groups on each day. Now, every one of our days is going to be a full body day, but we focus on those muscle groups. So without further ado, let me give you a little bit about what to expect on each day. I have it written down here on my book. So day one, you've got chest, quads, tricep, and bicep. On day two, we've got back, hamstring, glutes, and biceps. On day three, we got chest, quads, triceps, biceps. And then on day four, we've got back, hammies, glutes, and biceps. So as you can tell, we're working our buys quite a bit. We're working our upper body quite a bit. And I feel like that is one thing that a lot of women lack. We lack strength and muscle in our arms, and we have extremely strong legs. This is why women are great runners. So for all of my runners in this program, and I know there's a bunch of you, please take this seriously. This is going to be really helpful in your long runs because you'll have upper body stamina, and that's really important. So with hypertrophy training, movements will repeat themselves. So on day one, for example, you are going to have a floor press, but you also have a floor press on day three. So there are certain movements that will repeat themselves. This makes it so easy for you in day-to-day life to choose a workout and know that you know half of the movements already. You already know what's coming at you. One important thing in this cycle is which and how you choose your weights. So I have this morning shared a mini photo, a mini screenshot of what RPE is and how to go about choosing your weight in RPE, which is rate of perceived exertion. I'm not editing this video, so this is going to be like me talking to my dearest friend, except there's a bunch of my dearest friends in here. And so, for example, if I tell you to do 4 rounds of 10 repetitions of a movement, you will choose a weight that will allow you to do 10 reps, but you could possibly do 3 more. So this is kind of how I want you to go about it. If I give you 4 rounds of 7 reps and I say RPE 10, that means that if you do 7 reps, the 7th rep is your last one and you couldn't possibly do another one. This is how I want you to choose your weights. So this time around, a big change, I will not put in suggested weights. I would rather each and every one of you contact me through the app in the chat and talk to me about weights that you think you should choose and talk it out with me, okay? If you feel like you can figure it out yourself, go for it. In hypertrophy, one of the most important things is going to be choosing the right weight. You want to have a really good stimuli, right? So you want to make sure that the weights that you are using are quite challenging for you. So I will indicate what RPE I want you to choose for your for your weights. And then I want you to make sure that you write down which weights you used for what, because you do not want to be switching back and forth with your weights. Hypertrophy training is all about making sure that you're keeping track of the weights that you are using and continuing to challenge yourself with that particular weight, okay? So in hypertrophy, there's not a lot of change week to week as far as the movements. There's change in volume, okay? So just remember that. Okay, other things to know about this block. Bi-weekly coaching calls are going to be happening. I know that it is really hard to make the time to get into those calls, but if you have questions for me and you want me to demonstrate something live to you, come onto the call. You do not have to turn on your camera, you don't have to talk to me, but you can just listen and ask your question, and then I can demonstrate while you take notes on the other end. So if you're working, you can kind of pretend that you're working. Anyways, so coaching calls will be happening every 2 weeks. I will be sending out an invitation to join me via Google Meets. So please, please, please show up. Show up, it's important, and you will be more successful if you can ask questions. This is what this program is about. If I wanted to create a program that is a prepay, cheapo program where the coach is not there for you, I could have done that, but I didn't want to do that. This is why I want to be here and present for you. Other thing that I want to remind you of and solidify, every one of you can send me 1 to 3, so up to 3 videos per week for feedback. I cannot give you video feedback because that would be way too many people, but I would be extremely happy to give you feedback, written feedback. I'll look at your video, tell you what you need to work on, and you can go back for next week and kill it. So those are all the news when it comes to this block. There's a lot of there are a lot of new movements, but they're all familiar things to you. And so for newbies, take it easy. Take the or even the first week or even the second week to find your way through. I have attached an application, how to use the app in the True Coach. So please watch it and let me know if you have any other questions. But if you're a newbie to the app, it may just take a few sessions to get used to using the app or attaching a video to a movement. Again, keep notes, keep track of the weights that you are using. There are not a lot of changes from week to week, but you should know which weights you are working with. First 5 weeks is going to be hypertrophy. Week 6 is deload, and then we start back again. Then we have another 5 weeks of hypertrophy, and then we have a deload week at the end of our big 12 weeks, okay? So for those of you who have entered, you know that I allow people to come into the program every 6 weeks, but our cycles, our blocks are actually 12 weeks long. So remember, you get to do hypertrophy for 12 weeks. You can see a lot of changes in your body. And lastly, when it comes to changes, nothing happens if you're not consistent and if you do not look at the rest of your life and all of your other things that you're doing in life. Sleep, stress reduction, hydration, and in general, diet. So I will talk about diet. I will talk about these things because it's really important and it goes hand in hand with this. But if you are somebody who has certain weight loss or weight gain goals or maintenance goals, please let me know. I would be more than happy to help you out with that. So with that being said, this is the end of my video. I hope you all have fun in this block, and do reach out to me if you have any questions throughout the entire block. I want you to ask me questions. I hope you have an incredible first week.